Welcome to this special episode of Gary's English Learning Center. The title of this program is Fucking Chinese and Shitty English.
It really is, because it is really. It's a departure from our usual cozy chat and English lesson.
Yeah. We used to be very polite and courteous.
We are, aren't we? We're gentlemen, aren't we?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But first of all, we have to introduce a special guest today. And Matthew, please introduce yourself to the audience.
First, I have to say I'm Chinese, and I'm Matthew. I'm the person who introduced Gary to Eddie. And hi all.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. And
thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew. We have to be very courteous and polite today, since we are talking about foul language.
Yeah, and we have to give a good impression to the world of
Hong
Kong.
Kong. Yeah.
Going back to the first video we made, Eddie.
Yeah.
Remember the impression I had of Asia?
Yeah.
We used to see on the news Taiwanese politicians fighting.
Yeah.
So what kind of impression do we have of Taiwan? Not good.
Not good. But actually, we are very nice people. So,
yeah. And that's why I wanted to do this program. Because this guy here is not representative of the people I've met in Hong Kong.
And Gary, I have to ask you, to whom do we owe this pressure for this program? This guy?
Yep, this guy. This guy, Lawrence Ma.
Yeah. So shall we show a clipping? So show this video clipping, which is very popular these days, to our audience.
Yeah, I think we should actually, so that they know what we're talking about.
Miss Hall， 我同你 reply 一下。你頭先冇點名嘅，主席我講埋先。你頭先冇點名話我話 civil war， 其實 civil war definition is what? There's a dictionary here. A war is fought between different groups of people which live in the same bloody country. All right？ 而家咧，我同你講，而家咧基本上而家就係 fighting two groups 啊，一個叫愛港力走出嚟參與，一個就係呢班民主派。OK， 好啦，咁佢哋打完之後咧就有 bloodshed 㗎啦。如果有 weapon use 嘅話，仲唔係 civil war 係乜嘢啊？
好，冇再去。
我點解問共產黨？我有 dictionary 喺度，我唔需要問共產黨。
好啦，我諗俾下位梁國雄議員啦。
你真係雄辯滔滔。嗱，你就係代表呢個香港專業人士協會嘅副主席啊。嗱，我向你指出咧，你係民建聯嘅司法及法律事務嘅副發言人係咪？係咪咁㗎
？Yeah, so what？
唔係，我問下你啫。
係，咁咪係咯。人可以有 different capacity 嘅，係咪先？
咁仲有一樣咧，你就係香港嘅政協嚟㗎嘛，係咪？
咩？講清楚，聽唔到。
係咪香港區嘅政協啊？
唔係香港區政協，係山西省政協。
明白。你係香港人做咗山西省政協，真係犀利。
但係我已經澳洲大律師喎。我而家向你，我喺澳洲20年喎。
靜啲嚟，我向你引述。你喺香港呢個喺山西嗰陣時發言啦，你做委員咧就話咧，你響應吳邦國嘅講法，就話香港咧係唔應該實行三權分立嘅，而且仲話咧香港一啲法官咧為咗表示自己係人權同埋環保嘅維護者咧，往往會做出對社會整體不公正嘅判決，例如咧咁呢個就係 quote and quote， 即係正式係 quote 你㗎啦，就係覆核港珠澳大橋案時，為了環評報告的一小項問題，竟然把整個環評報告推翻，延誤了港珠澳大橋的建設的時間。這樣判決雖然體現了維護人權，也體現了極端的人權不利於整體社會的發展。咁馬恩國又繼續表示咧，中國要積極推行司法改革和進步，但不能原樣照搬西方司法獨立模式，尤其不能走香港一樣的法官獨立、政治獨立路線。法官的天職是運用智慧、公正審判。你承唔承認有講咁嘢啊？
我唔係喺度俾你審問，你有咩就問。
唔係你 yes or no？
Well, this is the reporter said. I've said to the reporter.
You are coward.
I've said to the reporter, and that is an account of what I said. I'm not a coward. You are.
You are the coward.
You are freaking coward.
嗱，而家我問你，你係咪見過工啊？見過副局長啊？見到記者
副局長 because I have got the credential. You don't. I've got a university degree. You don't. I've got an Australian qualification. You don't.
我覺得大家唔好 請你哋兩位咧唔好直接咁樣對話，唔係我哋呢個而家討論嘅方式嚟嘅。
And you talk here like a professional. I'm sorry.
I'm not talking here like a professional. I am a professional. You're not.
梗係啦，你喺呢個澳洲做律師㗎嘛？喺
Sorry 係大律師嘅，你搞錯。律師大律師你分唔清啊？
大律師咪即係律師嘅一種。
唔係，大律師由大律師公會所制定所管理，律師係由香港律師會管理，就 Law Society and the Bar
如果你哋
Association。
兩位都係直接咁樣對話咧，我哋要停止兩位啊發言啊。
Yes, so what? I love my country. What is wrong with being a patriot? I love my country. I love Australia. I love Hong Kong. I love China. What's wrong with that? You don't. You should be ashamed of it.
I don't need to say it.
You don't. Simply, you don't love your country, isn't it? You do not love your country. You hate China. You do not want to be
You do not
Chinese. You are not a bloody Chinese, I'm telling you.
請兩位停止發言。
Shame on that. Shame on you.
On you. On you.
You put your finger on the other people.
Tell me that you are Chinese. Tell me that you are Chinese.
Like
You are not even a fucking Chinese.
Shame on you. You are coward. You are liar.
請兩位停止發言。請兩位而家停止發言。咁樣係影響咗會議嘅進行嘅。
佢見工見唔到啫，如果唔係坐喺你嗰度噶啦。
請兩位都停止發言。
幫政府啦，慳啲使啦，自己係民建聯嘅。
民建聯又點啊？民建聯唔啱啊！我愛港愛國有咩唔啱啊？反政府就啱啊！喺大鬧議會就啱啊！你估你係邊個啊？
民建聯同埋政協都唔敢認啊！
咩唔敢認？我就係山西政協，我就係民建聯，但係我叫呢個大律師點啊？唔係教訓香港人，係教訓你啫。
講法官啊！話法官審案啊！
法官審案某程度上都係政治性嘅。係啊，如果係政治嘅案嘅話，
兩位停止發言啦
嚇！喂，大佬你個黨友嚟㗎，你有冇中立性先？你個黨友佢都唔夠膽。
Well, I think this is okay, and I have to ask you again, Gary. Are you amused?
I am very amused. I'm amused and appalled, you know.
Yeah.
Appalled. Yeah.
So I think it is a very good English lesson.
Yeah, Fan Ming Gao Chor, I think, is it?
Yeah.
Fan Ming Gao Chor, is it? Disexample.
Yeah.
反面教材。
Fan Ming Gao Chor, sorry. Fan Ming Gao Chor.
Negative example.
Yeah, negative example. A very good negative example, you know. So to begin with, I thought he said Sifu War, but actually he's saying civil.
Let me try to imitate. There's lawyers English, Australian lawyers English. Sifu War, a bloody country.
Yeah.
So what? You are the freaking coward because I have got the credential. You don't. I've got the university degree. You don't. I've got an Australian qualification. You don't. So I think it is full of mistakes.
It's full of mistakes. And for somebody who's got the university degree and Australian qualification, it's a joke. And you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. If we ignore the euphemistic foul language as well, right? As well, you know.
Yeah.
It's terrible, you know.
Oh, so would you like to give us some advice on how to improve this kind of shitty English?
Well, Sifu War is civil war.
Civil war.
Civil war.
It says.
I'm sure it doesn't say bloody country in the Oxford Dictionary. I'm sure they don't write it's a bloody country. I'm sure not. You know, in the Oxford Dictionary. And he says, so what? You don't say so what in that context. You know, you don't say you know. You say that's not important or relevant. You know? That's the proper way to speak. If you are a lawyer or barrister and you're in Legco, you know. And you are the coward because I have got should be credentials. I corrected it here. You haven't. I corrected it again. But it doesn't make sense. What kind of argument is that? You were a coward. He's saying, I won't declare my interest. And he said, but I've got credentials. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, going back to this grammar problem. Do we say credential or credentials?
Well, he said he's got university degree and an Australian qualification, so he's got credentials.
Yeah.
Simple as that. He's got at least two credentials. He's also got a
degree,
member of the bar as well.
The bar qualification, so that should be plural instead of singular.
Plural, yeah.
Okay.
That's a simple one.
I'm kind of surprised that I suppose a lawyer should have a very good English standard, but it seems that this guy...
It seems to be a hollow qualification, doesn't it, really?
So we will have
empty,
to,
you know.
we have to check which, what kind of university degree that this guy got. Okay.
I don't think it was in English. I don't think it was English.
So again, I have to imitate this guy's city English. I love my country. I love Australia. I love Hong Kong. I love China. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, I love my country. And you're not doing it badly enough anyway.
And in that case, it should be at least plural because Australia is a country, China is a...
Again, definitely, yeah.
You don't want to be a Chinese, a bloody Chinese, I'm telling you. You are not even a fucking Chinese. You better shouldn't say this word here.
No.
Because, you know, Matthew and I are Wing Chun brothers.
Yeah, well, you see, I mean, how would you feel if I said, you're and it's not even a fucking Chinese, it's fucking Chinese. You don't say, we don't say I'm an English, right?
Yeah.
We say I'm English, you know. But if I said, you're a fucking Chinese and you're a bloody Chinese, Matthew, how would you feel?
I feel that I'm going to hit you. Right?
And so, I mean, I wouldn't just not say it because I know that you're kung fu practitioners.
Yeah.
But just I'm not that disrespectful.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But would you mind to explain to us what is the differences between you are a fucking Chinese and you are not even a fucking Chinese?
It's not even a fucking Chinese. I don't know.
I mean, this article. Without this article, with or without this article.
Well, we don't say that. We don't say I'm. We know. There are one or two exceptions. You don't say you are an English, right? I don't say I'm an English. An English what?
Yeah.
An English what? You know.
In that case, it becomes an adjective.
Yeah. Or you don't say but you're not a French. Yeah. I'm not. You're not a French. You're not a. You know. There are some exceptions. You know, when the adjective is the same as the noun. So you're a German, right? Well, no, Germany, right? I'm not Germany. You're German, right?
Yeah.
An American and an Australian is the exception, you know.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you don't say you're a Thai, you know. Yeah. You are Thai.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So you are not bloody Chinese, and you don't love your country.
Yeah. Well, somebody who loves their country, like I put in the next slide, is you know, someone who uses foul, derogatory, that means putting something down, language to describe something. Do they love it?
No,
I don't think so. It doesn't show you love it, does it?
Yeah.
So I don't think he loves his country, really.
Would you?
His country is.
Yeah. Would you say it in correct and really conventional and beautiful English?
Yeah, and you weren't doing it badly enough, really. You couldn't do it as badly as him, actually. I love my countries. I love Australia. I love Hong Kong. I love China. You do not want to you do not want to be Chinese, a bloody Chinese. I'm telling you. Remember, I'm telling you. You are not even I didn't hesitate to say it, really. A fucking Chinese. You are not bloody Chinese. You don't love your country.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of logic, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, in terms of logic, it doesn't make sense. That's right, yeah?
Yeah.
You know? So just like his nonsensical argument before about having qualifications, you know?
Yeah.
And the next...
Okay,
and it goes on. I mean, unbelievable. Almost every sentence he said.
Yeah. I'm also a public. I'm also a general public. I'm a member of the Hong Kong Society. I'm a citizen of Hong Kong. You're telling this was spoken by Leung Kok-hong.
That's right. You know,
you are telling a partial truth. You are a liar. Okay.
It's a contrast.
What does this guy? What did he mean by saying I'm a public?
Well, he got it right in the third sentence. I'm a member of the Hong Kong Society. But I think he lost his call, actually, don't you think? And he said, I am also a public.
A public what?
A public what? A public toilet? I think he's a public toilet, actually. You know, I'm a general public toilet. He certainly behaves like one, I think. You know. Really. Okay. But what he really should have said, when he said the last sentence.
Oh, okay.
I am also a member of the public. I am a member of the general public. I am a member of the Hong Kong Society. I am a citizen of Hong Kong. You know.
Yeah.
But he's not a representative citizen, if you're asking me.
Oh, no way.
You know. And Leung Kok-hong, he very calmly and coolly said, you are telling a partial truth, which is a lie, which is true.
Yeah. Now we come to something more difficult, because Gary, you have to explain what does this word mean. Okay, I say it here. Foul language, euphemisms. Yeah. Do I get it right?
We had some examples of foul language here for a start, so I think we all understand foul language.
Yeah.
But euphemism is when you're saying something that's harsh, but you're trying to make it softer, really. Like if you say somebody's died, you don't say somebody's died, you say they've passed away. Right, passed away. It's a softer way of saying something harsh, really. So if you feel that you feel angry enough to swear, to use the F word, then maybe you say fudging or flipping, yeah, flipping. And so you know that you're saying that really, but you're not quite saying it really.
But what about the word that this guy used, freaking?
He used freaking, He used freaking, which is a modern version of a foul language euphemism for the F word, you know. Yeah, freaking is a modern way of saying it without saying it.
Yeah.
And one I like to use, instead of saying bloody, one I like to use is blooming instead, blooming, because that's what a flower does, blooming. So it's a nice way.
But I got a problem with this word bloody, and I don't feel it that it is some kind of a foul language, because we say Bloody Mary.
Well, no, that's just a drink. That's a Bloody Mary because it's made of tomato juice, because so it looks like blood. That's different,
Yeah, that's different.
But it's up there with FUCK. It's up there. It's almost at the same level, really.
Oh, really, the same level.
You know. I mean, if you want me to say. See, bloody is there. I think it's pretty horrible, really, you know. But we can say, you know, in like his bat gong in Chinese is bastard, you know, or bat paw is bitch, you know. Yeah. That's quite strong, really, but not quite the level of.
Because I heard decades ago, many years ago, an RTHK talk show host was fired because he used the word bloody on the program.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a strong foul language. It is a strong foul language. It's up there with, you know, and like you're saying, he got fired, and footballers recently they've been fined. I mean, lots and lots of money and suspended from their football teams, and in big trouble, haven't they? You know,
big trouble.
They've been in big trouble,
bloody
for talking to people, talking to their opponents like this.
Yeah.
So I wonder, you know, I mean, he said he's a member of the Law Society and the bar. What's their stand on this? On him behaving like that, representing them, and Lechko itself?
Yeah. Well, they are still thinking about this. Okay, so let's wait.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wait until they have a decision, and it is another surprise for me, because you used the word sugar instead of shit.
Yeah, because you know, if you hurt yourself, you hit yourself against something and say, Sugar. You don't want to say some, you know, horrible word like that. So you say, sugar.
Yeah. And since the title of today is fucking English and shitty English, so we change it into sugary English.
We should change it into fudging English. Fudging English and sugar.
Sugary English.
So it's nice and sweet now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've sweetened it.
No. Fudging Chinese. Fudging Chinese. And sugary English.
Because fudge is a sweet made of fat and
which makes the whole title very sweety.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Very sweet, not very sweety.
Yeah, very sweety. You are a sweetie. Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah. Well, when I saw this, all these adjectives flooded into my mind.
And see if I can say all these words correctly: abhorrent, deplorable, dishonorable, defamatory, disreputable, disgraceful, impolite, condemnable, undignified, and nonsensical.
Except for one, disreputable. Disreputable.
Disreputable.
Everyone except for one. That's really good. Yeah. Really good.
And these are the words you use to describe the lawyer's English.
That's right. Yeah. And his behaviour.
Yeah.
His behaviour and his English. Yeah. Really.
Cool, calm, collected, composed, commendable, dignified, and logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is how I describe Lung Kok Hung, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought he really was. He was cool, he was calm, he was collected.
And he was up to the occasion.
Yeah, and he was commendable as opposed to condemnable.
Commendable and condemnable.
Yeah, opposite.
Well, this is more difficult, and I shouldn't try it myself. So let it, Gary, you say.
This is Old English, of course. It's Old English because it's from Shakespeare's Hamlet, you know.
Yeah.
But it's quite a very famous quote amongst English people and literates like yourself, really, Eddie.
Yeah.
I think you're familiar with this, aren't you?
Yeah, I do, but I can't do it justice.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks, because it's Old English, and it comes from Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 2, where it is spoken by Queen Gertrude, Hamlet's mother. And the phrase has come to mean that one can insist so passionately about something not being true that people suspect the opposite of what one is saying, which I think fits this bill right, which suits this.
Yeah.
Which is really what was happening here, I think, really.
Yeah. But would you mind to explain it in a more layman language?
Well, he was refuting, he was arguing that it wasn't true so strongly. He really said something to hide, you felt, really.
Okay.
Really, yeah, something to hide.
I may got a Chinese translation for that.
I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah. 此地無銀300兩. Do you think it is?
Yeah.
That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to teach me that. A Cantonese word a day.
Yeah. Well, this is really...
well, you can see this English is even older, right?
Yeah,
it comes
very,
from
very
the
old.
14th century,
Yeah,
right? Before Shakespeare.
That was before Shakespeare.
So the English is not the same as it was, you know. So it's called manner maketh man. So manners make man, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and as I say to my young students, you know, you can be rich, you can be poor, you can be clever, you can be stupid, you can be pretty, you can be ugly. And there's only so much you can do about those. But you can have manners. Everybody can have manners.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the most important thing.
And then who is this guy?
William of Wykeham, Bishop of Winchester, Chancellor of England, was the founder of Winchester College and New College, Oxford.
Oh, an intellectual,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. But how would you say it in modern English?
Manners make man.
Manners make man.
Yeah. Manners make a man, I should say.
Manners make a man. And if manners make man, as someone said, then he's the hero of the day, staying from an Englishman in New York.
Yeah.
Which we shall show it to the audience.
I think we should.
Sometime in the future.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Manners maketh man, as someone said. Then he's the hero of the day.
Okay. So suppose this is the end of it. Okay. So I got a few questions for Gary. Okay. You come from Britain.
Yep.
And what kind of English do the parliamentary member in England use?
Well, I haven't heard them stoop that low, which means to behave that badly. Really, I mean, they do shout at each other. It's true, right? They do get quite passionate.
A shouting match.
Yeah, they do have a shouting. Yeah, good. A shouting match. They do have a shouting match, but I haven't heard them use foul language. You know.
I suppose it is forbidden in the Parliament.
And so it should be, really. You know, they're meant to be the prime example, aren't they? You know.
But can you quote some very beautiful, I mean, and very good English that the parliamentary members used in the history of Britain?
Put me on the spot. I'm not offhand, really. I'm not.
Have you? Do you remember that speech made by Churchill? We shall fight them on the beach.
Yeah, we should fight them on the beaches. Yeah. Never in the history of man has been so much been owed by so many to so few.
Yeah.
Never in the history of mankind has so much been owed by so many to so few. Talking about the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, he spoke in the Parliament.
Yeah, he was talking about the Battle of Britain in 1945, I think it was.
Yeah. So you see,
with the RAF, he was talking about the RAF, the Royal Air Force.
Yeah. So you see, if you got some very good English spoken in the Parliament, it will be recorded in the books.
In history, yeah.
In history.
Yeah. If it's eloquent.
Yeah.
Eloquent is the word for beautiful speaking, yeah.
And likewise, if you speak some very shitty English in the Parliament of Hong Kong, it shall also be recorded in history.
But it will be infamous.
Infamous.
Not famous.
Famous.
But infamous.
Yeah. So the last question is that, Gary, can you explain what is the difference between famous and infamous?
Famous, then everybody knows you for a good reason. Infamous, everybody knows you for a bad reason.
Yeah. So this is the end of the program, and thank you very much, Gary and Matthew.
Well, thank you very much, Eddie. Yeah, I felt it's important to do this program.
Yeah, and again, we have to be very polite and courteous throughout the program.
We are anyway.
And pardon us for using some very substandard and low-level English today.
Thank you. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Naturally.
Naturally.
We're naturally gentlemen.
Yeah. We are all gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
So,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.